What's going on, my trainer club? We have Stufful Comm Day in Pokemon Go. I can't wait to break down all of these tips for each and every one of you guys. So with all that said, welcome to the trainer club. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below, are you guys excited for Stufful Comm Day in Pokemon Go? It's a brand new Pokemon. I figured it needed it. Here we go to make sure we are hyped up and ready for this event because we have Stufful Comm Day. So first and foremost, I just want to let you guys know that I will be in Houston at Discovery Green on Saturday for this Comm Day. I will be there at 1:30 p.m. for a meetup. I can't wait to see all you guys there. It's going to be lit. There's going to be extra Pokestops. Probably going to be some other things in there that I'm not going to mention as of right now, but as we do get closer and get some more details finalized, I will be able to share a little bit more with you guys, but I just want to put that out there. And then number two, I just want to give a big shout out to L'Oreal watching. Hope you're having a great day, and shout out to her husband for having surgery. I hope that you have a great and speedy recovery during this process. I appreciate you, man, and all you guys' support. So starting off, we're gonna go over some event information, then we'll get into our tips. We have on Saturday, all the way from 2 to 5 p.m., April 23rd, we are gonna have Stufful Comm Day in your local time zone. So it is no longer 6 hours, it is gonna be a 3-hour window, but they are going to make up with it with some bonuses to hopefully help us capitalize. We are going to give them feedback based on how we think this day goes. So please play, enjoy yourselves, and then bring the feedback back. I will have a video where you guys can come back and comment in that video. I highly suggest you do so. The event bonuses are going to be as follows. Increased spawns. We're gonna have 3 times catch XP, so for everybody out there that does need XP, this is going to be an amazing day for you. We're gonna have 3-hour incenses, 3-hour lure modules. We're gonna have 2 times catch candy, 2 times the likelihood of getting XL candy when catching Stufful. There will be 1 extra special trade on that day, so if I have anybody out in the Houston area that is on my friends list that is lucky, maybe a part of some of the Patreons, please make your way out there. I can't wait to do some trades with you guys. That's gonna go all the way during the event and up to 2-hour window after. And then finally, each and every trade will require 50% less Stardust as well. So if you guys do want to do some type of shiny trade that you've been waiting for a lucky for a while, this would be a great time to do so because you're getting that 50% reduction. And then also there will be a group play bonus. So this will come into my tips, but for people catching off a specific lure module, if enough trainers catch off of this lure module and it gets to whatever this benchmark is, then we are going to be able to get a replacement of 3 times XP with 4 times catch XP for 30-minute windows. So if you have a lot of people going out there, guys, we could be getting 4 times catch XP, which is crazy. Stufful going all the way into Bewear will be getting the charged attack of Drain Punch. This move in trainer battles will do 20 damage, and it's going to get a guaranteed increase in your defense. And then for attacker purposes, it's going to be a 50 damage move. And then let's also not forget that it's going to take 400 candy to evolve Stufful all the way into Bewear, which is going to be quite a task. So that's why we are gonna have a lot of tips to prep up. Also, do not forget about the photo bombs. They add towards your platinum photo bomb medal. There's going to be Stufful everywhere, and then there's gonna be the $1 research storyline that can also be purchased. I always suggest doing so. It's only $1 to entry, and it does really reward much more than $1's worth. And then there's gonna be the Comm Day box, 850 coins that will yield you 15 Ultra Balls, 15 Pineapple Berries, 1 Elite Fast TM, and then a Battle Pass. So with all that said, guys, are you ready for Stufful? We're gonna start breaking down my top tips, starting off with tip number 1. Tip number 1 is going to be all about our items, guys, because we have Stufful, which is basically the same exact principle as a Magikarp or a Whelmer. It's going to take 400 candies to be able to evolve this. So we are going to have to hyper focus during this time to make sure that we can fully max out. So we're going to want to focus on our items. Number 1, guys, I suggest going in with at least 750 combination of Ultra and Great Balls. Granted, we are going to be getting field research that will yield you more balls, but at the same time, I want to make sure you are prepped going in there. So I always suggest doing that. This is going to be going for 3 hours. So we will need a grand total of 6 lucky eggs, especially if it's going to be 4 times catch XP, which we will visit here in a second. And then also, as we get closer to the event, I will go ahead and check out on Twitter and other people around the world to see what an excellent throw does look like and put it in my is the research storyline going to be worth your cost of $1 that I always do. So make sure you have your subs and your notifications turned on to my channel so you can get that information as timely as possible. And this specific day is going to be extremely timely for Pineapple Berries because we have 400 candies needed. So what I suggest on Comm Days, as always, to play as if you are never going to have to catch another Stufful in your life. just get them all out of the way, right? So what I suggest going in with at least 500 pineapple berries and aim to throw all of them throughout the day and deplete them. Granted, you will be getting more, but the goal is to have 0 pineapple berries left by the end of the day. And then I always suggest that you guys clear out your bags as much as possible. If you have the possibility to have at least 500 spaces, that's gonna be great. Then you can at least save those 500 Pokemon and trade them all over 100 kilometers at a later point. And guess what? That's gonna be 500 guaranteed XL candy for you. So if you do need to max out a Bewear all the way to level 50, you guys are gonna be completely covered. And then finally, let's talk about the 12-kilometer eggs. There is no specific bonus going on that is going to help out with this, but at the same time, guys, 12-kilometer eggs do give you a lot of Stardust. So being on lucky eggs, hitting friendship bonuses, hatching Stardust, you might as well have a little bit of fun. Put some of those 12-kilometer eggs on, get a little bit more Stardust while you're out there grinding, walking, and easily getting there. So with all that said, guys, now let's get into tip number 2. Tip number 2 is gonna be all about starting the event, guys. Where do you wanna be before this event? I suggest you guys find a downtown area, in specific an area that is even more than just a downtown area, an area where a lot of people play. The park list, if you wanna check it out over here, is a great place to go and check out because, guys, this is gonna be amazing places that Pokemon Go is advertising and encouraging trainers to be there. And with all these trainers there, guys, that's gonna encourage more trainers to be catching from lure modules. And guess what? Catching from lure modules is going to give you 4 times XP from catching, which when hit an excellent throw is going to be an absolute mega ton of XP. You'll be looking at 9,360 XP per excellent throw. So that's why I suggest you guys get to these areas, not just because of having more spawns, but also because you're gonna have a lot more trainers there that are gonna be catching. So find that downtown area, that's gonna be it. And I would suggest some type of circular or square area. If it's going to be a different weather condition that's not gonna allow you to play outside, like obviously in California here, we can play outside. I would suggest that you guys find an area that's gonna be a dense spawn stops and use premium lure modules, because that's gonna be a much better scenario than is something else, right? So that is gonna be my top tip number 2, which is also gonna come back to what lure modules would I recommend here. Really, actually, there's not really a lure module that's specifically going to boost normal or fighting type Pokemon. We only have 4 available lure modules, which is going to be Mossy, Glacial, Rainy, and Magnetic, but unfortunately none of those boost fighting and none of those boost normal spawns, so you could use a premium lure module and go after that. But at the same time, what you could also do is go after just a regular lure module and save some of your resources. But also just remember, this is going to be during Sustainability Week, which is going to tie into our tip number 3 here in a second, that we are going to be getting the chance to get Cherubi if you use Mossy lure modules. So you might want to just use premium Mossy lure modules, take away from a little bit of the Stufful spawns on occasion and get more potential to get the shiny Cherubi while you're out playing. So with all that said, let's get into tip number 3. Tip number 3 is gonna be at the start of the event. So what are we gonna focus on? Number 1 is pineapping each and every single Stufful that we can find. Hitting excellent throws is gonna be extremely important. Putting on all of your lucky eggs right at the start, hitting best friend bonuses, guys. If you don't have people that you have been working on, or maybe you have somebody that you've been slacking off, you haven't been sending gifts, you haven't been opening gifts, now is a great time to start opening gifts, because Comm Day is one amazing day to be able to stack up on XP, especially when you're gonna be on lucky eggs anyway. And if you're hitting 4 times catch XP for 9,360 XP per excellent throw, 2 excellent throws, you're basically getting the same exact thing as doing a raid, which is insane, or hitting a great friend on a lucky egg. And if you do a couple more, you're looking at ultra friends and then best friends, guys. I'm expecting that people can turn 10 to 15 to even 20 million XP if you get really honed in and you're in a great downtown area and you're using the best friend bonuses on lucky eggs at the exact same time. Which then is gonna lead us into, what do we do right before the event? Make sure not 30 minutes beforehand, do not catch any Pokemon, number 1. Number 2, do not complete any field research from Saturday at 12:01 a.m. all the way until the event starts, because these stops will then recycle all their field research and they will now be Stufful field research. So you have to make sure you're on top of that. So as far as the 100% IVs, under the field research, level 15, we have 579. If we are going in the wild without the weather boost, it's gonna be 1159, and the weather boosted conditions, which will make 1159 no longer valid, because once you go beyond it, you cannot guarantee that that number is going to be a 100% IV, because it has a chance to, but if it's a different level, such as level 33 at 1159, that's no longer a level 30 at 1159 Pokemon. So now it's going to be in cloudy weather or partly cloudy weather for fighting as well as normal type boosts at level 35 at 1256. So that's gonna be it. And as far as PvP goes, just so that you guys do know, I don't know what the rankings are as of right yet, but in that next video that we do talk about, we will cover it. It will be 0-15-14 for the Great League and 0-14-15 for the Ultra League. And then also, let's not forget that during this time, we are also going to be in Sustainability Week, which you are going to be getting 2 times XP for spinning brand new Pokestops, which is not a ton. It's nothing like Adventure Week where it was 10 times XP, but if you plan to go into a new area, adding XP onto that is something cool. So for me, I have never played in Houston, Texas, so I'm probably not gonna spin too many stops in the area. My goal is to be fully prepped before I get there, and then on the Comm Day in the area that I'm playing, because obviously I'm gonna be in different areas throughout the day, and I will play and spin stops there, but in the area that I'm gonna be playing, I will not spin any stops, and I will save up all of those brand new halos around the Pokestops, which means that you haven't spun them, so that I can get even more XP, because although I am way past level 50, I still do believe that at some point, if you wanna see the video up here, where I talk about if they do come out with level 60, my hypothesis is going to be 500 million XP, so it's not that I'm going gung-ho crazy for that XP right now, but what I am doing is making sure not to waste any XP by missing out on eggs for best friends and ultra friends, and then missing out on using eggs for something like Stufful, which when you do play with other people around the certain areas, guys, you're turning 9,360 XP per excellent throw, which is absolutely insane. So with all that said, now let's get into tip number 4. Tip number 4 is going to be to recommend to use the skip animation trick. If you guys don't know what that trick is, you're definitely going to want to check out my video up here, because that is going to be the way that you churn the most XP. I will be live streaming during this event, so if you do want to tune in, definitely tune into that. Also, I am going to put this in here. This is not typically what I use the field research stack tasks for, but what you could do is find the tasks that are going to be earn 3 hearts with your buddy, which is going to be a Welmer encounter, or you could use the earn 2 candies walking your buddy, which is going to be a Bunnelby encounter, and you could stack those Pokemon if you don't have Pokemon stacked for Stardust, because remember, the oldest tasks are going to stack first. These Pokemon are going to be really easy excellent throws, so they're going to add to your excellent throw capabilities if you're ever playing and you're like at a shortage of Stuffles. So that is another way that you could utilize the stacked research tasks, even though I really only particularly care for those for the field research in the regards to the Stardust, but at the same time, you can do it this way. But if you already have a bunch stacked, you're not going to want to blow through those just to get more XP. I don't suggest that. Stick to catching in the wild with your incense on, walking around, and using lore modules. So with all that said, tip number 5. Tip number 5 is going to be all about post-event, guys. This is post-event production. We are going to be trading. You have 2 hours afterwards that you can evolve for the move. So trading after the event, maybe for like an hour, trying to get Luckies. Once you get Luckies, there's a high chance that you could get a good IV. You could even get 100% IVs from Luckies and non-Luckies. I see it happen all the time. So that's going to be great. It could potentially get you more XL candy. If you are able to meet up with somebody that was over 100 kilometers in both of your combined distance, you will be able to get the guaranteed 1 XL candy. But trading 50 to 75 or even 100 and you have 500 sitting in your bag is really not that big of a deal, because Bewear, although maybe you want to max out one of them, chances are you're not going to be maxing out multiple of them. So I'm not overly concerned about the XL candy, even though I do want you to be efficient with it all. But at the same time, having those lucky 100% IVs is going to be amazing. It's going to save you a lot of Stardust. And then also, don't forget about the 50% reduction in Stardust for your trades, and you're going to get 2 special trades during this event. So I highly suggest that you trade this with somebody that you are lucky friends with, or you're best friends with, and you've been wanting to get a shiny, maybe a shiny swap that neither of you guys have. You're like, hey, you have the Voltorb, they didn't get to play Mudkip Comm Day, they didn't get a Mudkip shiny. You're like, boom, swap those, and then you're gonna get a 50% reduction. And I only suggest you really do it for best friends, because even with ultra friends, well, especially not with friends that you're just brand new or even great friends, because it's huge premium for the Stardust, but it's going to reduce significantly for the ultra fan, but the most from the best friends. So I would only suggest swapping shinies like that for best friends. And since this Pokemon is 400 to evolve, if you get thousands of candy like I am hoping you guys do, I would suggest evolving a couple of them, 1 for yourself, and then maybe a 2nd or 3rd that you would be able to trade somebody that is a lucky friend that maybe they wanted at some point, just to be safe, because it's always good to have the Comm Days on these Pokemon evolved. I'm not saying to waste all of your candy, because you probably need some for a 2nd charge move if you ever use it for PvP. But beyond that, that's gonna be it, guys. Have fun, be out in one of the meetup locations, catch a lot of Pokemon from lures, and of course, I hope to see you guys out in Houston, Texas. Or if you can't make it to Houston, there's many other meetups around the country, so definitely make it out to one of those. So I appreciate you guys being here as always. To all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody take your support, subscription, and participation to the next level. I'm gonna see you guys out in the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.